What's up, everybody? I'm back. I know it's hard to see me and shit, but yeah, there we go. Um, so yeah, the other night I got cut off, but like I was like talking like about some real shit, Y'all seen like some people come at me sideways and stuff, and that's what happens, man. Like these fucking these demons or whatever the fuck you want to call them, these entities. They know who I am. I know who they are. And I know that goes for other people out there, like the ones that are gonna fight for what we believe in, you know what I mean? And because like for so long nobody has done that. I mean, we fought by like ways that didn't work, thus far. And straight up, it's the age of Aquarius, yo. Every 2,000 years, there's something that happens. Like there's the change. It's like the zodiac changes, but it goes backwards. You know what I mean? And like the Pisces era is done. You know what I mean? It was like that it's like was the age of like lies, deceit, deception, and it's proven. You know what I mean? Like by like everything. You know what I mean? Like every single thing. Like money, for instance, that's a deception. Saying we own our homes when we don't, that's a deception. Everything. Like saying like racism's over with and slavery's done, that's deception. And it's time for all that stuff to like come to an end, you know what I mean? Like because it's like fucking people's lives up. It's not cool, it's like too much. It's way too much if you ask me. And I'm just over it. I'm over it. I am over it. Man, if I gotta like rise, then I'm gonna rise. Besides, I'm an Aquarius anyways. It's my time. My numbers match everything. My numbers align, like being born, February 9th, 1980. You break it down, it's an 11, which is a 2, and it's weird because like I read in alpha-like numerics now, like I decode stuff like words that I look at. It's pretty simple, I think, and I figured out like numerology, and like I figured that out a long time ago. It made sense because like when I played sports in high school, I was either 83, which is an 11, which is a 2, or I was 18, which is a 9, or I just rocked number 2. And like I never thought about it like at the time, but like it makes perfect sense, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. It's so crazy. And like I could do things, y'all, like, and this is no joke, like I'm not making any of this up. Like this is real talk. Like I could stare at the sun for hours and it doesn't burn my eyes. Like it's crazy, and it's really crazy. Like I point lasers in my eyes and like it stops. It like doesn't go in my eye, like something protects it. It's really weird. And like I touch people, and like I know where they're like if they're having like ailments on their bodies and stuff like that, and I could heal. And that's the one that gets me the most, is like the healing ability. Like literally I could heal people. I just started doing it, but it drains me, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot. It's a lot to do, and I just know, like I know, like it's my turn, so to speak, because like I just want everybody to have their equal share. Period. I don't want no power. I never wanted power. Like power's not my thing. If you seek to gain power, then you're really a weak individual, you know what I mean? Because like real power is not trying to gain power. It's discipline. And I've always been like that my whole life, never don't really care about money. I make money. I'm my own boss. It's crazy. I'm my own boss. Like, I don't work for nobody but myself, and I don't sell drugs. I don't do none of that shit. Like, I figured out a legitimate way to make some money, and like, I just like to give back too. Like, I give back a lot, and I don't like get tax write-offs and shit like that. I don't care about none of that, man. Like the whole point of giving is just that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to do that with each other. No matter what color you are, and I don't give a fuck, man. Like white people, you guys have been deceived, and just like us black folks, we've been deceived too. You know what I mean? It's part of the agenda. Divide and conquer, divide and conquer. It's obvious, and so like all of us together as a collective whole are like doing exactly what's planned. But fuck that. I'm not playing that shit, man. Like I said, I'm mixed. My daddy's black as fuck. My daddy's black like Busta Rhymes black. You know what I mean? My mom's like like Sicilian and like Spaniard and shit like that. My mom's mixed too, but she don't got black in her. And it's crazy because like it's the way people look at me at times. Like when I go into a store, people stay the fuck away from me for some reason, and I'm not like one of those guys who like is like a bully and shit like that, man. Like I don't do that. I don't never done that. I'm very humble, but I like to make you laugh. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I like making people laugh, no matter what. Because I figured like no matter how fucked up shit gets, man, you can just laugh about it, because it is funny. You know what I mean? It's like ironic as fuck, and I just think like it's time. And back to like the every 2,000 years, every 2,000 years, there's always like somebody that comes and changes everything. But this time around, I think it's like not just one. It's a multitude of people, throughout the world. Like we're scattered. You know what I mean? We are scattered, and like everybody who I come across, like it was for reasons. There's no coincidences, no such thing. Every like life happens because it's meant to happen that way. You know what I mean? Good, better, and different. And I know since I was a kid, I've known this shit. I've always known that I was gonna do something to like save like the ones that can't protect themselves, like the children. All this fucked up shit that we're all going through and stuff, like blaming him and her, all this adult shit. Us adults are forgetting the whole fucking shit that matters, that's gonna like protect our legacy, is like the children. The children are getting they're getting abused, they're getting like grounded up, getting fucking molested, they're just like every single fucking possible thing that people don't want to talk about is happening to children. And straight up, dude, you want to read an eye-opening book about what's really going on? Like straight up, like this is exactly what these fucking demons, vampires, whatever the fuck you want to call them, is doing to these kids. Read what is it? The fucking sequel to The Shining, Stephen King book, Doctor Sleep. Read Doctor Sleep. It's the second book. It's the second book to The Shining. It's when the kid is grown up. You know what I mean? And he's a man now in this book, and it explains like the gift he has, The Shining. Like where you could connect with people like supernaturally and stuff, and dude, how it all ties together, and what these fucking people are doing to children in this book, dude. It's exactly what the fuck is going on. I guarantee it. Like I promise. Like you guys read this book, you're gonna trip out. Like for real. And like I know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? And like honestly, everybody's like, oh, there's not gonna be a great war. It's gonna be spiritual. Well, like I said, the spirit's in the flesh, and since the spirit's in the flesh, We are as one. So the spiritual and the physical realm are one. You know what I mean? Like it ain't just, oh, just a spiritual, spiritual like is in the physical realm. Like period. Look at people's eyes. If you're really like in tune with shit, look in people's eyes. Straight up. Look in people's eyes. You'll see some shit. Like for real, you'll see some shit. And there's a lot of us that are like in fucking denial. They know, like there's a lot of us that know what the fuck's going on, but we choose to just like be in denial, like just have blinders on. Well, it doesn't work that way, Once you're aware of shit, you can't put on your fucking blinders. And like you guys are gonna see some shit, dude. I guarantee it. I promise you. You guys are gonna see some shit in this lifetime. I promise. Like people always talk about all these fucking movies and shit. Like all these movies and like the that moment that made the movie and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like for me, like I think of like the 300 and shit. And like the part like really stands out to me like the most is when Xerxes is talking to King Leonidas, before they like just Xerxes is trying to like tell him, bow down to me and I'll fucking, make you fucking basically like king of your domain, but still I'm the head king and shit or whatever the fuck. And because Xerxes he was a self-proclaimed like god, you know what I mean? And like he did that by like ruling through fear and shit and like torture and all that bullshit. But King Leonidas said, basically like fuck you, like I'm gonna be the first mortal to show the world that gods do bleed. That and that's what happened. At the end, like when he got the spear, and like he could have killed him. Come on now, he could have killed him, but nah, he threw that spear where it grazed his cheek, and cut him up. Left him with that scar, and he bled. That's like very significant because like it wasn't about conquering the king. He conquered him by making him bleed. He conquered that right there and then. He conquered Xerxes by showing Xerxes people that Xerxes does bleed. He's not some immortal that doesn't bleed and some like god that just like, you know what I mean? Like some crazy god that's never gonna die. It's like pretty much giving everybody hope or giving people that thought in the back of their mind, we could rise against this. He bled. So if he bleeds, that means he could die. You know what I'm saying? And like that shit was like, oof. I still think about that part. It's crazy. And then like shout out to like Daylight and shit. Like I listened to a few of Daylight's things, and like sometimes I don't know if he's messing around or if he's like fucking like serious. You know what I mean? But like when he's talking about the Matrix and fucking, he's talking about like the great fucking like his part was like with Cypher and when he was like eating the steak and then the fucking harp and he said he wanted to go back in the Matrix and not remember shit. It doesn't work that way. That the significant part to me, because like when it comes to like God and like spirituality and shit, it's more along the lines of not instilling your will. And like one more example of what stood out to me in like the Matrix was Neo wasn't like going to the people that were still asleep and waking them all up. He wasn't. I mean, there's a few people that he woke up, like that like that young cat, in the last two, and he wasn't in there like going up to the people that were asleep in the Matrix and instilling his will, because that's not what you're supposed to do. Like for like let's just say God is love, right? That's what I think. That's what I believe. And that's what I think I know. Like, I know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, God is nothing but love. You know, like, we weren't created to be, like, forced to like, love somebody or some things. You know, that's why we have free will. We have to, like, like, the intention of free will is, like, us willingly ready to embrace, like, you know, our creators and love them like they love us. You know, because, like, we were created. We weren't just, like, fucking manifested and shit. Like, no, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I don't believe science, because science is always discredited and shit. Or another, like, theory comes out, and, like, if you think about it, it's nothing but theories. And a theory is nothing but somebody's opinion. It's not fact. You know, factual shit is shit you actually experience. And you base things off your experience of life. Like, actually physically experiencing things. Not like, oh, I heard this. You know, this person said this, so I'm going to believe this. Because, you know, no matter which way you want to put it, like this whole Darwin and all that, like, I have no problem with Darwin, you know. Like, we're supposed to evolve, you know. Like, we're supposed to evolve as, like, as a whole. But, like, you know, supposedly Darwin prayed at the end on his deathbed. So that right there pretty much contradicted his whole fucking theory that like, all these people were, like, fighting each other, like, you know, this moment in time about, like, evolution and shit. You know, and like evolution's, like, not like, oh, we're gonna evolve into a fucking, like, sprout some wings and shit like that, which, you know, I don't think we need wings to fly. You know, our brains, our minds, it's all about the mind. Because, like, if I could heal, and if I, like, I don't go to the doctor, and because, like, last time I went to the doctor, they tried to kill me. They really did. I was in ICU for 6 days, and nothing was getting better when I was in ICU. And, like, instead of them fixing the problem, they were taking blood and doing sonograms on my heart and talking about my blood. And it wasn't like no, like, bad shit about my blood. They were, like, just, like, they were, like, shocked. It was fucking the strangest experience. It was like a fucking nightmare. But anyways, like, when I got out finally, like, I made them discharge me because they wanted to keep me another, like, week, and I was like, fuck that, I'm out. You know what I mean? So they gave me these, like, pills, because I don't believe in taking any pharmaceuticals. That shit ain't for us. But anyways, like, the first 2 days I was taking these four different kinds of antibiotics, right? 4 different kinds. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me, you know? And so, but this shit was hurting me more. And then at the time, you know, like, the girl I was with, I told her, I said, hey, I'm gonna stop taking these. You know, I need you to just keep an eye on me. If, like, anything happens to me, like, I need you just to be there, you know what I mean? Like just make sure, like, you know, I'm good. And I told her, I said, I think I'm gonna heal myself overnight. I think I could, you know, because fuck that, dude. And, like, straight up, dude, like, I pretty much healed myself overnight, like, virtually healed myself. And from that moment on, I was just like, you know, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Because, like, when we go to the doctors, they're basically playing God, or they think they are, and they seed your mind with shit. And, like, when your mind gets seeded, like somebody plants the seed, we water it. So we manifest something to happen to us because we believe what that motherfucker that's called the doctor says. Which, like, if you look at, like, all the fucking mistakes hospitals make, it's insane. And it's called practices for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to a doctor's practice. You know, like I'd rather be called the finalization, you know, the doctor's finalization, not no fucking practice. Because to me, practice is exactly what it is, like football practice. Like when I used to play sports, like practicing before the game. You know what I mean? So you make the mistakes, get the kinks out and shit like that. That's what practice is for. So, like, that's, like, common sense shit, you know, to me. But, like, I don't understand, dude. And then, like I was watching this other shit. Check this out, man. Like, I'm gonna start posting, like, crazy shit, not just me talking. Like, I got so much shit to share with you guys of, like real shit. Like, you guys want to see what the fuck it really is? You want to see what's in the sky? You want to see, like, some crazy ass beings like that are here? like watching over us that we can't see because they're vibrating at such a high frequency we can't see them, but they're all around us. And I have like so much proof and evidence. It's so ridiculous of what I'm speaking. You know, like factual evidence from just fucking iPhone. I don't fuck around none of that other shit. Like I'm straight on my iPhone. You know what I mean? And like I'm gonna share it with you guys. Like, no joke. And because like we're being cheated, we're being lied to. People's lives are getting fucked off. You know, like we're like trained. We're born to fear shit from day one, and we shouldn't fear nothing. We should only fear our creators, but we shouldn't fear our creators. That's the whole thing. Like, we're not supposed to fear our creators. We're not supposed to fear our moms and our dads. You know, we're supposed to love them. You know, and know that we could go to them for anything, not fear them. You know, like that's the whole wrong, false teaching, is to fear, you know, our creators. What's the fucking point of that? You know, like just ask yourself that. And so like I don't know, I've just been on this thing for a long time. Like for a long fucking time. And like I could tell you guys all kinds of shit like I've already experienced. Like all kinds, like real shit. Like about like what you want to know, you know what I mean? Like I'll tell you, you know? And yeah, you know, like it's happening for a reason. Like it starts making sense. Like shit I did 15 years ago, it started to make sense today. You know, and that's like crazy because back then you're like, why am I going through this shit? Why do I know this fucking? You think it's useless like information or knowledge, but it's not. It works itself out when the time is right. Everything's about timing. So like, don't give up out there. You know what I mean? Like we wake up every single day because we do have hope or faith in something. Because if we didn't have hope or faith, we would not wake up. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. What's the fucking point? If this shit's like nothing but fucking, if we're just fucking doomed, why in the fuck do we wake up? Ask yourself that. Why do you wake up? What is your purpose? You say you don't have a purpose? Well, you obviously do have a purpose. You just don't know it yet. Because if you didn't have a purpose, you would not fucking be waking up. Like straight up. Straight up. And like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm all knowing. I don't know shit. I'm still learning.